Thanks very much for joining us in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics around the holidays here. Hope you all had a very, very Merry Christmas. And with the Bengals having the problems they're having in the back end in terms of giving up big, explosive plays, 86-yard touchdowns, 66-yard touchdowns. It's crazy. Wanted to talk to one of the best to do it in Cincinnati Bengal history on the back end, E.T., Eric Thomas, Pro Bowl cornerback. Get his perspective on what's going on with the Cincinnati Bengals and the big, big chunk plays that are being given up. We talk about that. We talk about the Steelers game. We talk about the remaining 2 games on the Cincinnati Bengals schedule. E.T. is a football savant. Fun talking football with E.T. I know it's the holiday season. I know you got a lot going on, so we really appreciate you joining us in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. As always, we're coming to you from our outstanding studios, and we have a great one, a guest today that knows a lot about something that went wrong for the Cincinnati Bengals in the last game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have all-pro cornerback, and in my mind, and a lot of people's minds, best cover guy the Cincinnati Bengals have had in the back end, Eric Thomas. E.T., my man, what's up?
How you doing, big dog?
I'm hanging. I know you watch the games with other former teammates on the back end, and you guys, talk over tape and all that kind of stuff. What did you think after that football game?
We've all been excited about what they've done over here the last several years, and and to see that they've come around to where we know that week in and week out the team's competitive. They appear to have an opportunity to win games every week, and that's exciting for us. However, this game, with all the excitement we had going, we were excited about watching Jake Browning sort of somewhat developing before our eyes. And I think in this particular game, it is really disappointing. In my opinion, it was the first game that they really didn't display any heart. They didn't play with the same heart we've seen them play with in the past several weeks since Joe Burrow's gone down. Right. And because of that, it seems like the effort wasn't the best. Clearly, the execution wasn't there. And it's just one of those things where, I think the team got tired. I think they're tired. You look at the last couple of years, they've gone fairly deep into the playoffs, Super Bowl one year, AFC Championship game the next. Yeah. And it looked like to me, like with all the injuries that they've had and everything that's going on with the team, they just appeared to be a little emotionally spent. And you just didn't see the effort of a team that was trying to make that push. Typically, as you know, when you're back against the wall and things are winding down, you got to win, the intensity goes up substantially. That's what leads to better football play. And we just didn't see the intensity with this team go up at all. And it appeared that the Steelers were the team that were still sitting in that number 6 or 7 position with the way they played rather than the way that the Bengals played. Disappointing, but I think that, you look at the year and it's been rough. The injuries, I think, caught up emotionally. I don't think they caught up so much physically because I think the guys they have in there play football. But as you know, when you lose your 2 best offensive players, quarterback and wide receiver, when you lose your 2, I think most important defensive players in Cam Taylor-Britt and DJ Reader, you run into problems when you have it because trying to replace those players is one thing, replace them physically. Trying to replace what they bring to you mentally is a whole nother challenge. And I think that's what the team sort of ran up against the Steelers on Saturday night.
Yeah, you make a lot of great points there, E.T. I mean, the physical part of it and then the intangible part of it, it's like those guys do a lot in the locker room,
That's right.
On and off the football field and keeping this football team intact. There's no question about it, no two ways about that fact. Yeah, I was saying during the course of the game, Mike Tomlin is getting all this heat, all this outside noise stuff, and they'd lost 3 in a row. He doesn't lose 4 in a row. He doesn't lose a bunch of division games in a row. That's very uncharacteristic. And I was saying all week, It's going to be the most physical game of the year. These guys have their backs against the wall, and Mike Tomlin's going to be talking to them, and he can make his points, and the players respect him, and they play hard for him.
Right.
And just had I had a feeling they were going to come out and play good physical football, and they sure did.
The Steelers, as you know, as a franchise, they've always met the moment.
Yep.
You've seen this team when they've been backed in the corner, backed against the wall. They always come out fighting. That has a lot to do with the franchise and their tradition. And I think that their players, from all the talk you heard about these players aren't buying into the new Steelers tradition and what the Steelers have done. And, at some point, those players are going to figure it out, and they look for that opportunity. And here it was against a team that's trying to make a move, a division opponent, very familiar with them, a team in a franchise that they beat a lot. And I think that the Steelers just sort of understood that, they may think this is their moment, but it's actually ours. And when you look at how the game transpired, how it went down, they grabbed the moment and they seized it. And really, we helped them, take ourselves out of the game.
Right.
I like Jake Brown. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's someone that they could continue to build with and grow with if he stays on the team. But you know how football is, Dave. And going down, the Steelers hit us early on the long touchdown. We come back, hit the ball. 2 series later, we drive down. We're down there in field goal range, and Jake throws the interception. Huge play. I mean, to me, that play sort of epitomized that game because we never got back to even par after that play. I mean, the emotional level, the emotion was the momentum was taken away, and they couldn't get it back. And at that point, they were just sort of hanging on for dear life. The second interception comes. Now we're in really bad shape. Our offense wasn't set up to score points that quickly with our backup quarterback. So, again, they played pretty good, but we certainly, just from a standpoint of making mistakes, certainly helped them as well. I watched the very first play, and to see DJ Turner jump outside and let Pickens have that slant route, and to see our safety take the bad angle and completely whiff him and miss him. I mean, these are plays that should not happen. As you know, these are pro football players. These are mistakes that shouldn't happen. And so I think that when you see those plays, they didn't come in the game really, really dialed in and ready to play. And when you get hit on a slant route for 85, 86 yards, first, second play of the game, and it goes to the house, it gives you an idea of where your team is mentally.
I mean, they're backed up. The Bengals go for, I don't know, 6 plays or so, don't do anything, punt it, back them up. So they get a long field. They pick up 4 yards on first down, 2nd and 6 from the Pittsburgh 14-yard line, 86 yards. I mean, and how about this? The two games against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 3rd down plays, ET, in 2 games. In the first game, they had a 3rd and 13, 29-yard completion, 3rd and 3, 39-yard completion, 3rd and 8, 43-yard completion. Three completions on 3rd down when you're hoping to get off the field, particularly 3rd and 13 and 3rd and 8 for 111 yards. And then this most recent football game, 3rd and 5 in the second game, 18-yard completion, 3rd and 15, 44-yard completion, 3rd and 11, 66-yard touchdown completion. I mean, so there's 3 more completions for 128 yards, 6 completions for 239 yards on 3rd down. And a lot of them, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, you got to get off the field. I mean, what's going on? It's crazy.
Those are back-breaking plays. I mean, at some point, when we're talking about your will being broken, a team just sort of wearing you down, those are the plays that do it. And as you know, teams look forward to 3rd down. You look forward to, you'd love to have 3rd and 14 on every series because you got to believe 3rd and 14, they're punting that football. And to me, I think that this is where, just from an organizational standpoint, we can sit there and say this and that, but I think that when you make decisions like not signing certain players, I thought that when we talked about this, Dave, that as free agency approached last year, it was important that they keep some veteran leadership and some experience back on the back end. Jesse Bates and Von Bell, I thought that Jesse Bates was going to be more expensive to retain. I didn't think Von Bell would have been so hard to retain. And I think that you have to have one of those guys back there, because when you have not just one new safety, but two, I mean, I've never seen in the 2 years that 2 years prior, and Solomon and I talked about this the other day, in the 2 years prior to this year, we've never seen this team, this defense, give up so many deep shots, so many long plays, so many splash plays, so many big plays. And it's, to me, we can sit up there and say, well, the guys in there got to get it done. The guys in there can't get it done. That's just the fact. Dax Hill has not developed to the point where they thought that he turned out to be the safety that they thought he'd be with his athletic ability. He just hadn't got it done. Scott came in, can't get it done. We know that. He just can't do it. I don't know if it's just not a fit or he just can't get it done at all. It's not working. Battle, he's a rookie. I mean, you know, you're going to get what you're going to get from a rookie. You're going to get some good plays and you're going to get some bad plays. But he's a young player, so he can be fooled a little bit. But when you have two safeties that are really, really inexperienced in terms of playing in this league, it takes a lot of time to get comfortable playing safety in this league, as you know. Jesse Bates came in. Jesse Bates, he started his first year, but he wasn't good. But he developed over the next several years. But it was just a matter of getting all those games. And when you lose some, I don't know, 60, 70 starts, 120 something starts between two players, the experience showed up this year on the back end. Then you lose Cam Taylor-Britt. You got to bring in another rookie, and then you got to bring in a Wouzier to come in and play. And he's not right back off the knee yet. So to me, the back end of their defense really, really had a lot of problems when you lost the two safeties, because the guys they filled in didn't get it done. And then you start getting injuries at the cornerback position. It makes it even tough. I mean, the only guy that stayed relatively healthy this year was Mike Hilton. Thank God, because if you lose him, you got to slide a guy inside. You cause even more problems. But I just think the back end, too many holes. I don't know if Von Bell's going to be a free agent, but if Carolina lets him go, we need to go hunt and try to see if we can bring him back. We know Jesse Bates is not coming back. I mean, I think Jesse Bates is going to Pro Bowl this year. But that's the mistakes that you sort of make, or those are the things you have to deal with when you make decisions about letting, veteran players go at a critical position.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.